All right, you maggots, listen up. Now, on many videos, I have told you that I'm 72 years old. I know I misspeak. When you get older, your brain just doesn't function like it would if you were 20 years old. And you're saying in your mind you're thinking one thing, but you're saying something else. Now, this is a power supply that I designed, and I showed you on other videos. This is for a command radio. I also did one for a BC348. Both designs are unique. This unit here can be just dropped on any command radio and it'll work it if the command radio hasn't been modified. Same with the BC348. If you have a BC348, I have a power supply for that I showed you. And I don't go into real heavy detail with a schematic because I know the person that I explain that I use one transformer, I give you the part number, and the other transformer in reverse. And then I use a resistor between the two capacitors as a pi network and a full wave bridge. I expect you know what those things are. I expect that you're going to look up on the internet and you're going to be able to find the schematic and you're able to build it. That's the level you have to be at for my videos. I'm not doing beginner videos. I don't make any money on these videos. I'm showing you what I've made for myself. And when it works out, I will show you the project and I give you all the tricks. You know, this transformer is a bigger size than this one. This runs the filament. This is in reverse to give you the high voltage. It's the same as the BC348, but this goes on a command radio. The other unit, I used two transformers that you can still buy. You go on eBay and you can buy them. And you can build a circuit and you get the capacitors on eBay and you can get the resistor on eBay and you get the full wave bridge on eBay. But you have to bring something to the table. And this guy's like, well, you said 400 milliamps. It's really 700. Well, I misspoke. Excuse me. And then he goes, but the design will still work. Of course, the design will still work. I used that for 3 different radios. And then after I got all 3 BC348s recapped, repaired, I then built 2 more power supplies after I finalized the design. I have 3 of these that I can move between radios. I had the lid. I also made my cabinets. This cabinet here. I don't have the lid on it right now because if I had the lid on it, someone would say, you didn't show what's inside. I can never win. But I want to tell you, I misspeak because I'm 72 years old. I don't make any money with these videos. I do my videos the way I want to do them because they're my videos. It's my channel. I'm showing you what I have done and how I do it up to a certain level because the make-believe people, they want the schematic, and then they constantly ask questions, and they don't build it. They climb up your ass for 3 days, and then basically they don't follow up. I learned this. I'm 72 years old. I'm not new to the rodeo. Okay, I've been to this rodeo many times before, but you know, people, they don't realize. Oh, and the people that always make these comments, they never have any videos. They don't know that. When they get on doing the video, they might get tongue-tied. They might forget the voltages, and I don't use any cue cards. I don't edit. It's just bang, I put the camera on and I start talking, and I go over it. And I'm showing you things that I've designed, I've built, and the tricks, and how to put it together. And sometimes I do give you dimensions, because it's going to be a pain in the ass part. But like the BC348, I showed you got to make that little pan, and fit it in there, and then put your transformer. I did step-by-step on that one. But one guy, oh, you never showed the schematic. Well, guess what? You're never going to build that thing. Did you get the transformers? Did you build? No, I didn't get it. I worked with a guy like that, Joe Padner. He was all bullshit. And I've learned who builds and who's bullshit. The bullshittards keep wanting more and more and more, and they put the schematics in a drawer, and in their head they built it, but they didn't really build it. And I know about these people now because I used to finish their projects for them, and they always had an excuse why they couldn't finish. But this is a nice power supply. This drops right on the back of And I won't say ARC because some say, it's not really an ARC, it's a command radio. Blah, 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 blah. You run into all this, but here's on and off power switch. Notice I filed in the square hole. I bent this chassis. Down on the bottom there are miniature banana jacks, females, and you just lower this on, and it lines up with those pins to stick out. If you have a command radio, if your pins are broken, not my fault. See, that's how it works. And I'm showing you what I've done, my world. When I see something and I've done it, I think, you know what? Let me show somebody else and give you some of the inside, just enough that if you're at a certain level, you'll be able to build it. And the BC348 power supply, I consider that one of the best ones out there because other people use switching supplies, and yeah, that's nice. You get a switching supply module from eBay, and you light the filaments, you run the module, and then you get all these birds up and down the band because you put a switching supply in a tube radio, and you don't know how to put the donuts in, ferrite donuts in that. You don't know how to do that. You didn't build a metal case for it. See, I went by the fact that I'm going to build a drop-in voltage power supply based on the, now I'm going to forget the name of it, Hammerlin? No. One of the companies built a power supply for the BC348, and they sold it for a while. It might have been National, but you can't get it anymore. But there are people that'll buy a BC348, and they'll keep trying to find that power supply. But for a while, there was a company that built a drop-in power supply for the BC348, and it had a special transformer in it. It would light the filaments at 24. It had windings to make the high voltage, but that doesn't exist anymore. The transformer doesn't exist anymore. So I came up with two transformers that are readily available, that are cheap, to build that power supply. And of course, you got the nitpickers. Oh, you said 400 milliamps. I misspeak. I'm 72 years old. I just popped these videos out for the people that appreciate that I did the extra work, and now they can copy some of it because they know how. Right? You just show this to someone that knows what they're doing, and it's over with. They've got it. They know that it drops on there. Look at the 4 holes. See the 4 holes? They go over those shock absorbers, and then these 3 miniature banana jacks, females, they go around those pins, and this thing goes down. Now I can move this between my collection of command radios. I think the other name for some of them, under some, like the Army or whatever, they call them ARC. And there's the nitpickers out there. If you call a radio an ARC, they get all bent out of shape. It's not really an ARC. And they start spouting the numbers and the dash numbers and what colors the radios are. I worry about the circuitry. And I expect you to bring something to the table. And I don't like nitpickers. And every time I click on a nitpicker, they never have any videos. Let's see some videos. Then you can go nuts trying to go over your video over and over and over because you said 400 milliamps instead of 700 or whatever, and you go and do it again and again. Now, I've gone out by the highway out there, and we have WGAL here. It's a TV station, and there was a girl out there. It took her 20 takes to point across the highway to a hotel and say that a man, in order to, it was a drug deal gone bad, in order to escape, he jumped out the window. 20 takes for her just to point across the street. See, and she just, it didn't bother her. She just kept doing it over and over. And then her director's there, and the guy and the camera guy, and they look at it and they pick the best one for the show, for the 6 o'clock news. I turn the camera on and I start talking. And if I make a mistake, hopefully you have enough knowledge to catch it. And you'll say, oh, he must have meant more milliamps than that because he put a bigger transformer in there. It is what it is, okay? But I really don't like people that are nitpickers. They watch videos, they find the flaw in the other guy, but they don't build anything. And they go, well, I built a lot of things. Yeah, show me something your friend built that you just happen to have in your house. I know all the games. I've been there, done that. The other thing too is put up a video. Have other people comment to you and see how you like it. I think that's it. All right, that's it, buddy.